Warren, thank you so much for accepting this interview today. How is everything going with you?
Yes, quite very well. The most important is that Taiwan is now facing a very good situation about the COVID-19. People is coming back to having good life.
I see. Because Taiwan was one of the countries who managed the coronavirus, how did Taiwan manage that?
The government has done a very good job. All the very helpful to what the government requires.
Oh, okay. So, can you please tell us a bit about yourself and how you end up in chocolate industry?
Of course, you know my name, Warren, and I was a chef from 10 years ago. We started the business with my father and my brother. My brother is an architect. He designed all the resorts. We have only one plantation in our resort, and it's not the main harvest place. We have about 300 trees. We are now cooperating with 160 farmers all around Pingdong. They have about 250 hectares. They bring the cocoa to us. We pay in cash every day. So now we have about 3 to 5 tons of fresh cocoa pods. 10 years ago, we started this business. First, it had a restaurant, 4 villas and some rooms, so the accommodation service, and also a small souvenir shop. I was the executive chef and also the manager. I joined this project since I was still in the graduate school. I was majoring in hospitality management, but actually before my major is information system.
Ah, really? So you totally changed your career from IT to the food industry?
Yeah, so as a chef, I like to source the ingredients locally and by season. 5 years ago, I found there are some cocoa trees planted in Pingdong, but nobody was doing it into good chocolate. People didn't know how to use the fresh cacao. Yeah, so I like food. I like to play with ingredients. I have a lot of passion about ingredients and earth and farmers and food, and so I decided to play with it, do something with it. So then we started to learn how to make chocolate from tree to bar. For the first year, still we used the normal chocolate drops like Haribo, Rahona, because we started the business and we have to understand what the customer wants. Also to practice some skills and all the procedure. And then the second year, we started to do it from bean to bar. Then the third year, we started to do it from tree to bar. So that means we started to learn how to do the fermentation.
What is this double fermentation?
The concept is like champagne. During the fermentation, I put one secret ingredient to make the bacteria work harder. Yes, so the result is very close to a champagne. It tastes with the notes of apple, strawberry, sometimes balsamic vinegar, also grape. Also, we make it roughly ground, so you taste like a bubbling mouthfeel. I create the recipe, and one of my fermentation specialists is in charge of the process every day. He's a wine sommelier. Yeah, he knows a lot about wine. And also, I trained to be a sommelier too. We know the same knowledge and speak the same language.
How is the difference between Taiwanese cocoa tree with the South American or African?
Okay, so the difference is that Taiwanese cacao is very well balanced. If you see it through a chocolate flavor map, a flavor wheel, so the Taiwanese chocolate will be very balanced, while the other countries, they have maybe single origin or single variety, and they have very long tradition about fermentation. So the bacteria is very strong, and everything hasn't been changed for maybe hundreds of years. One of the biggest issue is that the variety of cacao is more than 1,000, because the final flavor of the chocolate is affected most importantly by fermentation. But the variety also matters. So there are so many factors affected the chocolate. But from my experience, like in Spanish or in French cuisine, they have many dishes that is paired with chocolate sauce. So especially in Mexico, they have lots of mole, chocolate mole. Mole is a kind of sauce, right?
I see.
Yeah. So you have like about 9 or 10 different kinds of mole. So one of the mole is made with chocolate.
Within 5 years, you reached the gold medal from the World International Chocolate. What are your future plans for your chocolate?
Yes. We are still experimenting many different way to ferment the cacao, and also we are trying to age the bean. Yeah. So one of my target is to age the bean for 20 years.
How can you do that, by the way? How can you age the bean?
We vacuum the bean. First, you have to make the whole process very clean without too much bad bacteria, and then we vacuum the bean in the moisture and temperature control cooling house. In this case, that the cocoa butter inside the bean will not be oxidized. And actually, nobody is doing it like us, because I do chocolate from a perspective of chef, so not a chocolatier or not a pastry chef, so we have different thinking.
So as you said before, you were a chef. Does it mean that you also like to cook at home, or do you have any other hobbies except of chocolate?
Yes, I still cook every day now for my wife and my kid.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, I do enjoy cooking to use another part of my brain.
Oh,
Is there any home cooking recipe you can share with us?
Yeah, one of my recipe that Japanese customer really likes is that the chocolate curry and chocolate sashimi.
In my mind, I thought you dip the sashimi in the chocolate, and I thought,
is that right?
okay. So the last question: what is your message to your fans around the world?
I would say enjoy and share the love of chocolate to the world.
Well, thank you so much for today. It has been amazing.
Thank you.
Have a lovely
nice
day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.